So we are here today to do another tag. I love filming these videos, so let us just jump right into it. Hi everyone, it is Samantha. I hope you guys are doing well and having a great day. As I said in the intro, I'm here today to do a tag. I haven't been doing these a whole lot on my channel the past month or so, but I kind of want to get back into doing them again because I find them really fun to film and just a little fun prompts for choosing different books to show you guys. So yes, that's what we're doing today. Today I decided to do the Great British Bake Off tag that's created by Jack from Reading with Jack. I will link him down below. I was also tagged by him. I love his channel. He reads a whole variety of books from fantasy to classics, and he's always super insightful in what he has to say, so be sure to check him out. So I haven't ever watched the Great British Bake Off because unfortunately in the US, as far as I know, I can't find it. It is actually a show that I would be interested in watching because from what I know about it, it seems really interesting and I like to bake. So it seems like a show right up my alley. But regardless, I still find the questions to be great, and so now let us get started with this tag. So question number 1 is cake. The cake has sunk in the middle. Pick a book that didn't rise to your expectations. For me, that book would be Seraphina by Rachel Hartman. I was really looking forward to reading this book. I love dragons. I like fantasy. I thought it would be great. It wasn't. It was so slow, so boring. I could not get invested in any of the characters. It was just definitely one of my more disappointing reads from this past year. Question number 2 is biscuits. Once you've eaten one, you're hungry for more, and each time you eat another, they get more and more delicious. Pick a book series or trilogy that got progressively better. Surprise, surprise, I am choosing the Tawny Man trilogy by Robin Hobb. I did enjoy Fool's Errand, but the book did move really slow and it didn't have a whole lot of plot developments. But the other 2 books in the series were amazing. Fool's Fate is one of my favorite books by Robin Hobb, and it just ended, the whole trilogy ended on an amazing point. So the series definitely got better as each book went along. Question number 3 is bread. Kneading dough requires hard work and determination. Pick a book that you put off reading for ages and needed a lot of determination to pick up. I'm going to go with Bleak House by Charles Dickens. I like Charles Dickens, and I read about 5 or 6 of his books, but this one was one that I have been looking forward to getting to, but I kept putting off because it is chunky and it just wasn't in the mood for it. I wasn't sure if I was going to like this one, but this past year in February, I believe, I ended up picking it up, and I really enjoyed it. I can definitely say people consider this to be Charles Dickens' masterpiece. The way that he weaves all of the various storylines together was done so well, and I highly recommend it if you have read some Dickens and want to get to some more. Question number 4 is desserts. Foreign desserts such as creme brulee and Spanish Windtorte, sorry Jack, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, are on the menu. Pick a book set in a foreign country. Does fantasy count? Because I feel like it should, because it's like a other world. Yeah. I'm going to go with The Princess Bride by William Goldman. And I'm choosing this book because William Goldman wrote it as if Florin and Gilder were in our world. There are 2 separate countries that used to exist within the world that we know now. So I'm going to go with it because I don't actually, aside from Harry Potter, which I know everybody's going to use, I don't have too many books that take place in our world in another country because I read a lot of fantasy. So I think this one works since in theory it's supposed to be in our world. Unfortunately, Florin and Gilder have never existed, but that's just, minor detail. Semantics, people, semantics. Question number 5 is alternative ingredients, not usually used, but surprisingly good. Pick a book from a genre you wouldn't normally read, but ended up loving. For this, I am choosing Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I recently read this last month in September, and I surprisingly enjoyed this. I did not think I was going to like it as much as I did. I don't read a lot of contemporary, and I was surprised. I really found this book to be quite enjoyable and fun, and I'm really glad I gave it a go. Question number 6 is pastry. Short crust pastry can crumble easily. Pick a character who you initially liked, but as you read more and more, your relationship with them crumbled apart. For this, I'm going to go with Thymara from the Rain Wilds Chronicles. Overall, I enjoy Thymara, but I definitely liked her more in the beginning of the series. But as each book went along, she progressively got more and more on my nerves, so she ended up not being one of my favorite characters by far. Her lack of decision making and just, I don't know, she just was not my favorite character. For some reason, she just got on my nerves, and I could just never really get completely invested in her character. Question number 7 is Victorian/old-fashioned bakes. Recipes from the past that still taste delicious today. Pick your favorite classic novel. But I'm going to have to choose Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I read this book last year, and it is now my favorite Charles Dickens work and one of my favorite classics, which was Jane Eyre. But for some reason, I really enjoyed this one. It was just a lot of fun. All the characters were really super interesting. Some of my favorite Dickens characters are in this book. I absolutely enjoy it, and I think it would actually be a great place to start if you're looking into getting into reading Charles Dickens. I think this would would be a good one to pick up if this is like your first Dickens novel. Question number 8 is patisserie. You're eating a chocolate eclair, but there's barely any filling inside. Pick a book that lacks substance and fell flat. This is going to be a controversial one, I think, given its popularity on BookTube, but I'm going to have to give this to The Queen of the Cheerleading by Erica Johansson. I read this when it first came out last year in 2014. It just was not my favorite book. I could not get invested in any of the characters. The characters that they did have were annoying. I felt like a lot of the plot dragged on. We weren't told a lot of the stuff that was going on. I feel like we're kind of being teased with hints of things, but we never really got any answers, and I just did not feel invested with any of the characters whatsoever. I just didn't really care about them, and they felt a little bit flat to me. It felt like they lacked personality. So those were my general thoughts on The Queen of the Cheerleading. I know it's popular, it just was not the book for me. Question number 8 is chocolate. Chocolate is a comfort food for many people. Pick a book you can read again and again and still find comforting. I'm going to give this to The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I actually just finished rereading this book, and it has always been a comforting read for me. I just love Tolkien's world, and I love his characters and the adventures that go on, and it just seems so fascinating to me. And The Hobbit, just the way that he describes the hobbits and how they live just always makes me feel so warm and cozy. So this is definitely one of my favorite books, and one that I always fall back on when I'm needing a little bit of a pick-me-up. Question number 10 is a grand final. Everyone is out to impress with extravagant showstoppers. Pick your favorite book of the year so far that really impressed you. I'm going with another Robin Hobb book because why not? Basically, it was a year of Robin Hobb for me, and this is Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb, my #1 favorite book by her. It was amazing the way that she wrapped up the first 3 trilogies into this book, the way she wove all of the different plot threads together, the answers she gave us, everything was just done so well. I have never cried so much at a book. It was tears of happiness and joy all mixed together. It was so good. It was probably one of her more action-packed novels. Definitely very emotionally invested into it, and it was a masterpiece in my opinion. Alright guys, that is it for the Great British Bake Off tag. Thank you so much for tagging me, Jack. I love the questions that you came up with. As for who I'm going to tag, I'm going to link a few people down below, so I can't wait to see you guys doing this tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!